G'day guys, Connor here, Alicia, Jack behind the camera. Alright, these are the bikes that we've bought. Alicia's, this one here is Alicia's. This one is YZ450. I've got YZ450. My bike was perfectly fine when we got it. The clutch was always a little bit weird, so I wasn't 100% comfortable riding the 450. And then we took it around for a good just day of riding around the yard. I've pulled up and been noticing whilst I'm driving, it will not go into second gear. I was going up, finding neutral, then having to force it up again to get into second. I've come around just to the other side of where the camera is now, kept it in first gear, pulled the clutch in, come to a stop, picked my feet up, and we just kept rolling off. So, turned the bike off, let it cool down, went to start it again. Clutch does not work now. We've gone and bought a new friend without the D clutch kit. When you first get it, you need plate cleaner or mass airflow cleaner. It's the same thing. These will come with a protective coating on it. You've got to spray all that off, get that off. We also wiped it off with a paper towel as well.
It's like a oily coating when you feel them. It'll feel real oily. You want to get all that off.
And then you've got your actual clutch pads themselves. Just spreading it around. So we need to use as little amount as possible and then soak it in oil for 12 to up to 24 hours. We're doing 12 hours. I'll start working on this tomorrow after work. So you've got a clean container, got some fresh oil. Just pouring it so it just comes up over the top of it. Got the 450 out again. The clutch has been soaking for 12 hours, a bit more than that now. We've got this casing, this bash protector on the bottom of the bike. None of our sockets are thin enough to actually fit in and undo it, so we've kind of got to go through a small hole here to undo the sump bolt. We're going to drain out all the oil so we can get to the clutch. Putting the drain bolt back in. Only issue we had is that plate kind of caught some of the oil, so I've got oil along the bottom of the drip pan. And getting this back in is going to be fun because this is on the outside of the case. You don't want it to be too tight. In the book it will tell you the proper unit meters, all of that, but we can't get this plate off right now, so it doesn't really matter. When it was on there before, we had to knock it off with another spanner, so that's probably good enough for now. Big thing that I see in almost every video I've watched so far is when people start taking that out, which is a big Allen thing. On the back of this bolt, the brake lever, there's a split pin type thing. Pull that out before you undo the bolt, or you're going to destroy that and need a new one. Okay, pliers. A torch, just because can't really see back there. Got the bike. Yep. That pin. Got to pull that pin there out, or you'll break it and need to buy a new one. This is the only Allen key we have right now that fits on that. Bending the Allen key. So that there was put on there with the force of Zeus. As I just shown you, bent the Allen key, smacked it around with this a bunch as well, can't get it off. Don't have any socket Allen keys to go on there, so now I've got to remember to put that back in. So if you can't get that bolt there out, or if you're just slightly too lazy to, the master cylinder here for your rear brake is attached by a pin, a washer, and a split pin. Just pulled that there out. You're able to pull that up a little bit. You want to be gentle with that because it's just the loose rod in there, so you don't want to push that out too far. But now we can get it right down. So now pulling this off. So the bolts should be slightly different lengths as you go along. These two are the long ones, the rest of them are short. So they've got these in there. So don't just shove something in there and try and pull them out, because you've got one there and one there. Sometimes it stays in the bottom of the case. So these do come out. You do have to be careful with these. They just help align everything and take a lot of the force off. This is a clutch tool. Not exactly too sure how to use this, but from what I'm guessing, you're putting those in there. Ow.
You're right.
So they recommend you do these in a bit of a star pattern, and you break them gradually, because they've got the springs behind them. Don't do that. So some of these bolts are going to be popping out now. There's your springs, nuts, and your washers. Where are those calipers? 48 millimeters. So they're out of spec. That could have done it. This is your actual pressure plate here. That one there is your push rod 1. That's your push rod 2 in there. Be careful with push rod 1, because there's a tiny little ball in there that you need. Don't lose that. So that's what we've got now. There's still a bit in there, but they're nowhere near like that. Obviously, whenever you're working anywhere in a gearbox, second you decide to pull the screwdriver out, be careful. When you pull it in, you've got your clutch boss and your clutch housing. One of them, one of the two, can't remember. One of these clutch boss, one of these is the actual clutch like housing. You're checking for like wearing away on either of these faces here. Putting in the clutch plates, the clutch plates and the friction disc. For this motor, at least, you want to start with a friction disc and end with a friction disc. If, when you put them together, you end with one of these, you've done something wrong. So you just alternate with these. Now, putting this bad boy back in. Be careful, once again, there's a ball. If you put in all this new back in, if this is a brand new one you're putting in plus the ball, dip your finger into the engine oil that you're going to use, dip it in, rub it around on a little bit of everything. The bolt holes not so much, but a little bit in there, a little bit in here, never hurts. Get out those springs. Same thing with the springs, just give those a little bit of a coating, just helps prevent corrosion and all of that. There's the seal on the bike that we need off. Should have done that before. Just gonna try and get all the bolts started. Again, that's what I was saying before. These bolts are ever so slightly, not the bolts, springs are ever so slightly, like a few micromillimeters too long, so you're just going to give it a little bit of a push to get it on, and then 10 Newton meters is what we're going for.
MTCB.
Alright, so now we're just going to get out the torque wrench, get these down to somewhat of a tightness. These things are still loose as. Still want to go in the star pattern, or just to make sure, giving it even press. A good way to know if you've gone too far with one is one of these will get loose. So the second I start feeling any copper resistance, I'm going to switch over to the torque wrench that is set to 10 Newton meters, or as close as we can get to it. Now to the torque wrench. So that should be all of those down to 10 Newton meters now. We've got the new seal for the covering itself. So the idea I've come up with, because it's got a sticky side and a not sticky side, if we line everything up correctly, feed it onto those pins, so you know it's definitely all lined up properly, pull the sticker off. When we put this faceplate back on, press it on, hopefully it sticks to that. I was mistaken. It is not a sticky one. It's just one that you put on and sandwich in between the two. Yeah, same deal, I'm just going to put it on like that. Slide this on. I'm going to start with all the small ones first. Get them all getting roughly fingerish tight. We do have 3 different sizes here. So the smallest of the small goes right up top here. Yeah, so yeah, 2 longest, shortest, and the ones down here are all the same size. Now this should still be set at 10 Newton meters. Just gonna go a bit more of a star passion. I believe that is all of them. Another big thing that kills clutches is a little bit of play in your actual clutch lever is needed. If that's too tight up here, down in the bike, the pushing rods have tension on them, so they're making the clutch actually slip as you're going along. So a little bit of clutch play is good. I just don't exactly know how much, but I don't mind that. Yeah, just put some oil in there now. I'll try and fill it up a bit. Yeah, last little check now, make sure the oil's circulating, all that. So it does also state in the manual not to screw it back into this to dip in. Yeah, there's a mixture of red in there. Bottom of your motor, separated from your clutch, holds a lot of oil. So when you're just doing a standard oil change, you've got to turn the bike on for a little bit. I can't exactly read the manual, but I know for the bikes, you need a few extra steps to get all of the oil out. Little screw up on our behalf. First time owning 450 like this, we didn't know about the multiple different sump plugs. So right here underneath the bash plate, there's another one there. You got to undo that one there as well, empty it. So we've put a few extra mils in there. Ooh, that's hot. Yes. Yeah, it's just above overfull. So it should be fine, relatively speaking. For ours is just above that top full line there. So I'm going to say that's alright. But if it was anywhere between that full line there and that top line there, about halfway there, I'd want to drain just a few mils out, just to be safe. Never know what will happen if they overfill. You don't want to pop a gasket or something, or even worse. So yeah, it's probably good enough to ride. And these have like a really fine thread, so just be careful screwing them back in. Might take a little bit to get the thread. It's time to actually bed in the clutch now. So first of all, we've got to let the bike warm up to temp, and we've got to run through the gears while stationary. Then after that, we get to ride the bike around slow, medium speed, going through all the gears. We'll see how that goes on this property. It's not quite big enough for that, but we'll see how we do.
It does say to do it stationary, but we're just rolling it back and forward a little bit while it's in gear with the clutch pulled in, just so all the synchronizations are lined up and it's definitely going through all the gears while the clutch is in. Because right now it doesn't sound like it is. It's only clicking for a couple of gears.
It's already a different bike.
Did you get through all the gears?
All of them. And it didn't stall out. So when we first got this bike, our track, you'd have trouble 4th gear. You couldn't get fast enough to get 4th gear. But now, just around our track, you got 5th gear. She wasn't too happy, but that would just bed in the clutches a little bit better, it's wearing them in a bit more. Yeah, she's doing good. I just don't want to drive it around too much because, again, we can't pick up full speed, so we can't cool the bikes off the best around here. But I'm more than happy with it. It's worked perfectly. Wait.